Okay, hello Timestar owners, welcome again to the second webinar. Thanks for joining us on the subject of the first webinar. That is now, if you've missed that one and would like to catch up on it, that is now available on our YouTube channel, which is that. Just go to YouTube, type in Timestone Software, you'll get to our channel, and it's in the webinar replays playlist. And there it is there, identify and split order processing was last week's. We also talked about upgrading in the first instance. So even if those topics don't interest you, identify and split order processing, it may be worthwhile just to look at the first 5 minutes when we talk about the procedure for upgrading. But I will just go over that very quickly now anyway. So we are talking about 4.10 again today and the iOS version that accompanies it. And if you want to upgrade to 4.10, I would say you should make sure you've got a backup of your database. That's a given. You should always have a backup of your database, but it's particularly important whenever you're upgrading. And you need to upgrade from 4.9. So if you're currently on 4.8, for example, don't download the 4.10 and jump straight into that. Download a 4.9 Neopack first. That will install the 4.9 TS admin, run that, it will update your database to 4.9, trash all that, then go download 4.10, it will install the 4.10 TS admin, run that TS admin, you'll get another message saying the database needs to be upgraded. Accept that and be patient, it could take seconds, it could take a couple minutes. It will update your database and from there on you're ready to be running 4.10. You also need to let us know if you're an iOS customer, which I assume most of you today are, given the topic, so that we can upgrade your site to be at the same level, same version as 4.10. It's not crucial that we synchronize our watches and do it at the same time. That doesn't matter. If you upgrade your software today and leave iOS for a day, it's not the end of the world. Things will still work. You just won't be able to use the new features. But let us know. So once you're on 4.10, let us know and we will update your site as soon as we can. Then the two things are in sync and everybody's happy. Okay, so today's topic is the chargeable options, package options, chargeable options, optional chargeable, package options. I'm not sure what to call them because they're optional, and then charging them is optional, so they're optional options, but that's all a bit of a mouthful. So we're looking at prompt text, items, and backgrounds. We're going to look at not just what's new with those three things. So if prompt text, there's things that are new which nothing to do with pricing of them, but there are things new about prompt text itself. Items and backgrounds, nothing new about them, but they now have some pricing options. We're going to take the opportunity not just to talk about what's new, but going back several steps about how you set these things up in the first place, because it's been, I think, many years since we've discussed this topic. Charging backgrounds, for example, I'd forgotten how to do it, and I had to go back to the documentation and refresh my memory. So that brings me to my first point. What we're talking about today, as with last week, is that all this stuff is documented, new documents. If you go to our knowledge base, just go to our site, go to support, search the knowledge base for, I don't know, you could put in chargeable, that should find it, keyword. You've got three documents which correspond to the three things we're talking about today. Those documents have been just updated in the last couple of weeks. I've reworked them. So if you want to follow along with this, for a document beside you, that's where you need to go for reference. So back to the slides. We're going to start with prompt text. Okay, prompt text is when on the website, when you hit customize, the customer is prompted to enter some custom text to personalize perhaps some bookmarks or wallets or calendars, whatever the case may be, trader cards. That's pretty basic. I think everybody understands that concept. And you start it by putting on any of your templates, any of your pack layout or pack item templates, a text field, which is @ and the prompt field. At question mark is where the magic happens. That makes that field a prompt field. The field itself can be anything you like. It could be at question mark first name, at question mark name. It could be at question mark rhubarb, rhubarb, rhubarb. It doesn't have to be anything specific. The prompt field doesn't even have to be a field that exists in your data. It can be any text string. When there's at question mark in front of it, that triggers the system to prompt the customer to enter a value for that text field. So let's look briefly at some of the basic concepts around that, and then I'll show you obviously some examples. Prompt fields, like I said, can be added to any Neopack template, a pack layout or a pack item. Notice I haven't put package templates in that list. You can put prompt fields on a package template. However, it won't do anything unless you've got a product in that package that has a prompt field on it as well. So if you just put a at question mark first name on a package template, but there's no products with templates that are going to print with that information, the package template won't do anything. So put it on any pack layout or pack item. Once that template gets uploaded as part of your package, it displays them, and they're displayed for any package that has that template in it. And yes, prompt fields can also be a chargeable thing, and we will look at the options around that. What prompt fields do not do, they don't need to be a real field. Like I've said, they don't have to be a field in your database. They don't have to be a field that you see in details mode. They can be anything you like. You may offer a product, I don't know, a Christmas card type thing, and you want to let them enter their own message on that Christmas card. You don't necessarily have to have that field in details mode. You don't want to pollute your data. You can just put, at Christmas message, at question mark Christmas message. They get prompted for it. The product will print with it, but it won't be in the data anywhere. So you don't necessarily have to have a field of the name that you're prompting for. You don't necessarily have to add it to TSAdmin, but people normally do, just like people normally use real fields, but you don't have to. You don't have to add your prompt field to TSAdmin, but I'll show you why you may want to do that. And importantly, you're never replacing the real subject data. So if you're prompting for a first name by having a text box at question mark first name, and people put in, I go on and I put Dean instead of Dino, it's not going to change Dino in the data, in my subject data in details mode. Anywhere else in the software where I've got the normal text field at first name without the question mark, it's still going to use Dino. So the prompt text only applies to that product they're ordering, and that product, when it gets printed, will use their custom data, but it doesn't replace at any time, and it never will replace the real subject data. Let's have a look at, let's investigate some of these things relatively quickly. I've got a job here. I'm going to go to a template, kept it very simple. It's just an 8x10. I've put in 2 text boxes. The first one at the bottom, at question mark first name. So the at question mark makes it a prompt field. They're going to be prompted for this field. Up the top, I've got another one called at question mark haggis, and you can see where I'm going with this. The bottom one, at question mark first name, that is a real field. Yes, I've got a real field called first name. I don't have a real field. I don't have a field called haggis, but they will still both work, and I can put in a custom text for either of them online. Let's see the difference though. Going online, I've already put in a couple of keys, so I don't have to look them up. Brother and sister there. My packages are very simple. I've just the same 8x10. I've sort of added it for A pack, B pack, and C pack. They're just the same product repeated multiple times to keep the demonstration as simple as possible. You'll see the text box at the bottom has her first name. That's because on the template I put at question mark first name, and I do have a first name field, so it's gone and grabbed her first name and will display it to me. Up the top, I don't see anything for haggis because I don't have a field called haggis. So it's not giving me what would have been in a haggis field if I had one. It's left it blank, but I can fill it in. I go customize, enter your name as you'd like it to appear, and she may prefer Jenny. Okay. Second text box, it says set text for haggis. And I will put in just hello up there. I'm just making this stuff up. Obviously, this is not a product you would be offering. So a couple of differences there. You saw that the field that I had used the data that I had. I have a first name field, so it used the data in the first name field. I don't have a haggis field. It doesn't show anything, but I can put a value in there. So you may be asking yourself, how come this one says enter your name as you'd like it to appear? That was for her first name, and she put in Jenny. The next one, how come that one says a pretty bland message, set text for haggis? And this is one of the reasons, one of the two reasons, you may add your prompt fields to TS Admin. Let me go to TS Admin and show you. In TS Admin, there is an object called prompt fields. And yes, you can make them according to the seasoned workspace and account, but I don't bother with that. And you can list any of your text, prompt text fields here. And I've got one called first name. And here I can enter a custom prompt message. So instead of it saying our default message, which is set text for, pretty rough that one, you can enter a custom message. Enter your name as you'd like it to appear. You can make that whatever you want. If you're going to be charging, you could put, it will cost you $5. Something like that. So that's one of the reasons, one of the two reasons you may put in your text, prompt text field in TS Admin is to then display to them a custom prompt message. Notice I don't have a field called haggis. If I did and entered a message, that's what would get displayed on site. The other reason you may consider putting your prompt fields in TS Admin here is you can give them a relative order. If you're prompting text, for example, for a trader cards, you have multiple prompt text fields on the one template, on the one product, you can set the order in which they are prompted. So the first one would be name, the second one would be position in my example, the third one would be their shirt number. So again, rather than it just randomly presenting those text fields in whatever order we feel fit, you could set the order that they would be presented if you are prompting for more than one. So they're the two reasons you put in prompt fields in TS Admin. It's not obligatory. You don't have to do this. You do it so that you can have a custom message, and you do it so that you can put in an order that they appear when there is more than one to be shown. I submit that, and I can might as well refresh that so we can see the difference. I'm just refreshing the offer. I haven't changed anything about the job, so I just need to refresh the offer. I do see that sometimes when I'm watching people work, that the habit is often just to refresh job and offer every time. All that does is make things very slow for you. Learn to know when you can get away with just refreshing the offer. If you don't change anything about the job, the images, the fields, the data in there, there's no need to refresh the job, and it saves you a lot of time. The upload will be a lot quicker. The refresh will be a lot quicker. I go back to here and wipe all that. Continue shopping. And I'll just hit a quick refresh here. Might get her brother this time. You see the custom message, the prompt message has changed to what I set in TS Admin. That's the reason you would put in, the main reason I think you would put prompt text into TS Admin in that TS Admin object. So I will go through and place an order, and on the way, we'll talk about a couple of new things about prompt text, and then we'll come back and charge for them. We can put in Jenny there. Now, as I'm typing this, you may see something that's new straight away. As I'm entering prompt text in this product, pack A, it's updating automatically in the other products. That is new. So when I customize the first name anywhere, the first time, any other products and any other packages that are using that same prompt field will also have the text changed to my custom text. That's not the way it used to behave. You would have to customize it each and every time. And that led to problems because parents would enter it once, or whoever was ordering would enter it once, thinking that it's been changed everywhere. They'd order further products and then wonder why their custom text didn't appear in the other products. So that behavior has now changed. If you do enter it in a product, as I have done here, it automatically adds it or changes it to the other products as well, to save them having to do it again. That doesn't mean you can't change it further along. So I can add this product to the cart. It says, hello, Jenny. I can come to this product and put in, I don't know, now she may want to be Jennifer. And instead of hello, we're going to say howdy, just as a point of difference. And you can see it has changed in all the products. But when I hit add to cart, I'm going to go to the cart. Okay, we do have one with hello, Jenny, and one with howdy, Jennifer. The ones you've added to the cart, yes, it sticks with whatever they put in. Then they can go back and enter different data if they so choose to have different prompt custom data in different products. So that behavior is different and new, so take note of that. You're also looking here at something else that's new. In the card itself, it's telling you what they've entered. These values here never used to be in the cart. It's showing you what they put in. It's a small thing, but a very valuable thing. You may think, oh, it's quite obvious what it is because it's there in white, very obvious what she's put in. That's not always the case. If you've got quite a detailed, complex package template, for example, you may not necessarily see the prompt text. It may not be there at all, or it may be small and they don't see it. It's not visually there on the preview, but by having it listed in this fashion, they're seeing it, assuming they're going to look, which is also a big if. Let me keep going and check out this order. It's also here. It never used to be. It's also in the review page. And we can finish placing an order. You'll see it on the email, confirmation emails, as you always did. You will see it in the usual places. Where else? You will see it in the service module, the control service panel, whatever you want to call it, where it is also changeable. This is not the order I just placed, but this is another order where he customized Johannes to Johnny. You can see it here and change it in your service module. Keeping in mind, if you do it here, the service module and the control panel, they read your data directly from your iOS site, not what's downloaded. So if this order had already been downloaded, which it has, see up the top, status downloaded, and I change it to whatever, cool, that's fine. I've changed it, but that's not changed. I'm not going to end up printing that or doing anything because the order's already downloaded. If I make the change here after the order has downloaded, I need to come back in here, mark it to re-download and hit update. And that order is now marked to re-download, and it will download in the next pulse of fulfill if it's a fulfill order, or it will be eligible for download in NeoPack next time you go to NeoPack and trigger a download. So if you do change it in here, keep in mind that if the order has already been downloaded, you need to re-download it. But it is one place you can see it and one place you can change it. Another place is in TS Portal. If you're using TS Portal, in the orders mode, there is a prompt fields tab. You see the field and the data, and it's changeable there. Now, TS Portal reports on orders that are already downloaded. So if I change this from Johnny to the other spelling of Johnny here, that will apply directly. I don't need to re-download the order because it already has been downloaded, and I'm changing it in my Timestone database when I change it here. So that's another place you can see it, and it's also a place you can change it. There is one other new place, and that's if we go to Neopack and go to orders mode, there's a new tab here called text. And again, that is your prompt text for any orders in this job. My job's called options. These are orders that I've already downloaded. The order key as normal, the field, there were two different products there, and the text, the prompt text that they entered, and you can change it here. So that is brand new. That I think will be very welcome to have the ability to change it in Neopack. You see all the text fields for all the orders in that job in the one place, and you can change it. And it will change in Fulfill, it will change in the queue in Neopack. You may need to refresh or close and open the job again to see the changes if you want to. If you hit print, it will print with the new data anyway. It's a question of whether you want to see that view refreshed before you print. But believe me, it prints and changes and prints at the database level. So that's new. You can imagine a few people smiling at seeing this, that you can see and change prompt text in Neopack in this mode. Okay. That's what I want to talk to you about prompt text in terms of what's new, but we will briefly now talk about the how to charge for prompt text. Okay, so that was all well and good. You noticed in my job, I wasn't charging for prompt text. It didn't change any pricing at all. We can make prompt text chargeable, and that involves adding a price and a usage rule to TS admin. This will be good benefit to the new people in the crowd, and I know there are new guys in the crowd. Okay, usage rules. Adding a price, that's self-explanatory. What are the usage rules? Essentially, there's four. Really, there's three because no charge is by default. You can have a single charge. So a single charge is, let's say it's $5, what I had in my example. You're going to get a one-off. The customer will have a one-off fee of $5 added to his order, and it doesn't matter whether they customize one field or 10 fields or 100 fields, it's going to be a one-off charge of $5. Very easy one to understand. Then there's a charge per field. If we make the charge $5 and we select charge per field, you'll get a single $5 charge when you customize a particular field, for example, at first name. And then if you add another package with at first name, you don't get it charged again. It's just a one-off $5 fee for that field. But then if you customize a different field, for example, age or haggis, that'll be another $5. But if you add further fields of haggis or age, they won't be another $5. It's a one-off per field. And then finally, there's a charge per value. So every time they customize something, they will get charged the $5. I can show you this real quick because a picture does paint a lot of words. You do that in your offer. You go to the pricing tab and you've got chargeable options in the middle, and you go to prompt text, and there are those four options that we spoke about. I'm going to start with single charge. I'll make the charge $5 in all circumstances. You don't have to put the dollar symbol in there. Don't put the dollar symbol in there, just put 5. Don't put the euro symbol or whatever other symbol you might be using. Hit submit. Refresh the offer. Again, I've changed nothing about the job, so don't waste time refreshing the job. Just refresh the offer. Any questions or comments so far, Mark, while that's refreshing?
No questions, but I think the charge per value we need to clarify. If they order 3 or 4 packages but don't change the value, it's just one charge.
Yeah, we're about to see all that.
Okay.
So that's refreshed. Yes, it has. Let's go in here. Okay. So I will enter custom text there, and I might as well do what we did before. Go hello, add that to cart, come down to this one, maybe do something different there, add that to cart. What we're expecting to see here, we've got personalized text, and it's a one-off fee for $5. So even though I have customized that first name there, hello there, there and there, I've customized 2 different fields, a total of twice each. It's a one-off fee of $5. That's a very easy one to understand here. Let's go to the other one, or go to the other extreme. Let's take that off there, and let's go to here. Options, refresh the offer. So now we're saying per instance, what's the actual wording? For charge per value. So I'm going to continue shopping. Might as well refresh the browser. That has finished uploading, I think. Not quite. Now it has. So now I'll do pretty much the same thing. I'm going to put Jenny, that one, and hello, that one, and add that to cart. And I'm going to add this one to cart the way it is there. Let's see what this one does. Okay, see now the fee is $20, $5 per time. It's a little bit, what I should have done, I might do that now just to avoid confusion. I still had things in the cart from before. So to avoid confusion, I'll empty the cart to properly start again. Okay, so Jenny, since we're in Australia, we go g'day and add that to cart and add that to cart. View cart. Okay, got custom text, and the value is $10 because I've used it. Is that right, Mark? Twice, yeah?
Yeah, the 4 fields but only 2 values.
Yep, so per value. So now let's go back to the shop and go to this one, and I'm going to change that to, I'm running out of variations of the theme, Jennifer, and I'll do French now, salut, and add this to the cart. Still $20, is that right? Just thinking.
Yeah, Jenny, good day. Jennifer, salute.
Yeah. So 5, 10, and 5, 10. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that 5, 10, 5, 10, and 5, 10, 5. Yeah. So $20. Okay. So that's per value. I've got 4 different values there. I've got Jenny, good day. I've got Jennifer, and salute. So 4 different values, $5 per value, $20. remove, remove, remove. Okay, continue shopping, and let's do the other one, charge per field, which is going to be similar in this case. But anyway, 5, submit, refresh, and we might as well just go to the brother. So this one is per field, okay, not per value. So let's start by checking that it's finished almost. Okay. I'm going to just do one field for the moment. Johnny there, and add to cart. I come in here and I'm going to put in Jono, spell it that way with a smile on my face, and add to cart. We'll go to the cart, okay, and it's $5, not 10. So even though they're two different values, Johnny and Jono, I have said it's a $5 fee per field, and I've only customized one field, first name. And I think this is the most common, correct me if I'm wrong, people who are doing this, I think this is probably the most common scenario, you charge per field. Let's go back, and now for Jono, customize the other field as well. Add to cart, and to cart. Let's have a look at the cart now. And it's $10 because I have customized two fields. I've got 4 different values. I've got Johnny, Jono, good day, and bonjour. So there's 4 different values, but I've only customized 2 fields, and I've said to charge per field. So it's $10. Had I had another field, it would be 15, and so forth. I think this is the most common way people do it, but I could be wrong. So that's per field. And I will say that it is also per entity. The rules reset when I go to a different entity. So when I enter another key to go to a different subject, or a family key to go to families, we start again with those that logic. All right, items, making them chargeable. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. You add a price code for that item. You go to the item template and you give it a price code. And I'll show you how to do that if that doesn't mean anything to you. And you do that for as many item templates as you like. Once you have that code or codes, if you're doing it for many, you go to TS admin and you enter that code and you give a price for that code. And then finally you set a usage rule, and that number 3 is the new thing. You set a usage rule for that price code in TS admin. So let's have a look at 1 and 2. I will show you first, just in iOS, I have got, when I hit customize, forget the custom text now, 6 items. I'm offering us 3 different bookmarks. They're not the best of designs, but they will do. Let me get rid of that as well. Okay, so 3 different item bookmarks, which change that product into bookmarks, and 3 different borders, edge effects, whatever. So all up, there's 6 different items, and when the customer clicks on it, it changes the product or applies that item to the 8x10 pack layout, and you get a different look. Very Timestone 101 that. We've been doing that for 21 years. Now, I want to charge for them. I want to make some money out of them going for the optional item designs. How do we do that? Let's have a look first at these templates in Neopack. We go to the template report. It is your friend. The template report is your best friend after me. Help template report. and it will list the templates that are applicable to this job. And for example, here's my bookmark. I can open it. There's one of the bookmark designs you just saw. If I go into file properties for the template file, that's the description of it, blah, blah, blah. The interesting bit here is price code. Price code, I've given this item a price code of B2. We can ignore the other things in there for now. It's not very useful, but not applicable to today's discussion. We've given this one a price code of B2. Doesn't matter what, you give it whatever price code you want, XX, B1, A, Z, whatever. Doesn't matter what that price code is. And I've done the same for all of my, I find the template report better to find templates. All my bookmarks have got a price code of B2. I won't open a third one, but trust me, it also has a price code of B2. The borders, the edge effects, have a price code of B1. They're arbitrary price codes that I've made up. You make up your own. So that's the first step done. You need to give your items a price code. Then you go into your offer. In the same section, pricing tab, now items in the middle. This is where you add this price code to this offer. And I will, so they're my free packages. So you're not doing this per package. You're just like PromptX, you're not saying per package, you're now just entering the price codes against the offer, into the offer. So the code, let's start with the edge effects, was B1. And whatever value you want to charge for them, say $3. And we have these new rules. Once per code, once per item, once per instance. We'll come to these in a second. I'll start with that. But I'll enter the other one while I'm here, B2, which I think were the bookmarks. And we'll charge $2 for them. And we'll also, just for now, do one per code. Okay, so I've entered my price codes for those items into this offer. Notice I'm emphasizing this offer because maybe I've got another offer where I'm going to do this, but that offer goes to a school that is in a very rich area and they can afford more. And for that school, I'm going to charge $4 and $5. I can use the same codes in my template. I don't have to change my template. I just come in here and make the codes a different value. So these same codes can have different values, different amounts, different dollar amounts in different offers, if you so desire. Hit submit and refresh the offer. Still nothing has changed for the job, so just refresh the offer. While that's doing, let's have a look at those rules, the theory of those rules. Chargeable items, the rules. Now, you don't have to scramble and write these things down because if you go to the knowledge base, as I mentioned earlier, and get the document, exactly the same tables in there. Once per code, easy one. The charge will be added once for any item using this price code. So I'm charging $2 for a bookmark. The first time they click on a bookmark and add it to their package and add it to the cart, they'll get charged $2. They can order as many other bookmarks as they like. Doesn't matter, they're only going to get hit with a $2 charge, once off $2 charge. Let's go to the bottom one first. Per instance, the charge will be added each time an item. In my same example, any item, they just add as many of items with a certain code as they like. Each time they do, they'll get that $2 charge. It's the opposite extreme of the first one. The middle one, again, may be the more common, but I don't know. Now it's looking at the combination of that item code and the item. So, and that fee will be added once per combination of code item. So my code was B1. If I use that and order item 1, if I order item 1 and it's a B1 code, I'll get charged $2. If I order item 2, which is also a B1, I'll get charged another $2. If I order item 2 again, I won't get charged again because it's the same combination of item and code. Far easier for me to visually show it to you, so let's go do that. Reset everything here. Continue shopping. I'll do a quick refresh. Go to your UNIS. Okay. Customize. Okay. One of the first things you'll notice hits you in the eye is the items now have a little red $ icon to show that they are now chargeable. If I, and what was the option I set? Was once off, wasn't it? Let me just check. Once per code. Once per code. Once per code. So the 3 bookmarks are the same code, B1. The 3 edge effects are a B2, or it could be the other way around. It doesn't matter. The 3 bookmarks are all the same code. The 3 edge effects, 3 border effects are all a different code, but the same one. I click that. It's changed the product visually to the 3 bookmarks, and look at the price. It has changed to added $2 to the package. I hit add to cart, or if I choose another bookmark, okay, it's $2. If I choose the edge effect instead, look at the price at the right, it's $3. But let's stay with the bookmark for the moment. Hit add to cart. Okay, resets it. So if I go into cart, that package was $12, as it should be. Let's keep shopping for this guy. Okay, he wants to order the same thing, but with a different bookmark. These bookmarks are going to Grandma, the other ones are going to Grandpa. Okay, notice now, when I'm clicking these, look at the price. It hasn't changed from $10 because I've said it's once per code. And we've already used that code. He's already ordered something with that code. So now it ignores it from here on. I could hit add to cart, verifying the cart. Oops, cart. Yeah, the first one was $12. The first time he used that code. See, it's a different item, but the same price code. The first time it was $12. Subsequent times, we don't add that $2 fee. Continue shopping. He wants to order it one more time, but I reckon that's a nice border for him, which matches his shirt. So the edge effects are a different price code, and our rule was we're going to add the price per code. He hasn't ordered this code yet, code B2 for edge effect. So it's adding the $3. You can see the $3 addition to the price. Add that cart and view the cart. And you see that this one is $13. One more time, actually 2 more times, reset. He wants to order another set of nice bordered prints. That time, that one is definitely for his grandma. It has not added the $3. It won't add the $3. And I can hit add to cart and prove it to you. Okay, so you can see it's added the charges, the respective charges for the code B1 and B2 once, because it's once per code. Now, I just want to, for my own benefit as well, because again, this should be per entity. The rules should reset when I go to his sister. Let me just confirm that that is correct. So she orders bookmarks. See, it is working here. It's added $2 for her. We've said once per code, it's true. And the code for bookmark has been ordered, but for a different entity, for her brother. So for a different subject key. So it resets, it starts again, and she can add that to the cart. And if she does that, it's going to add it for that one again as well, because this is the first time she has ordered that particular code. All right, so that's once per code. I think that one's pretty easy to understand. You do need to accept that it's per entity. So when you switch from key to key, it resets those rules. And it's not per package. I did all those per package, but quite equally, if I come to a different package, hit customize, and if she orders the bookmark again, even though it's a different package, it's not adding the fee again. Once per code across all the packages, per subject, per key. Let me empty the cart. I hope that is clear, that one. These options, by the way, are the same when we come to backgrounds. So we spend a bit more time with them here. We'll be able to roar through them when we do backgrounds. Let's go to the once per item. So now this is where we're talking about combination. It's once per item. So always it starts per code. So we're looking at, for this code B1, we're going to charge $3 for each item the first time, once for each item. For code B2, the first time they choose a particular item, they'll get the charge. If they choose the same item again, they won't. But if they choose a different item, even though it's the same code, they should get charged again. Let's play it with that one. Refresh the offer. And we will go to her, reset and reset. I like to think of this option as a combination. So this is, the fee is once per combination of price code and item. We'll do it on this package since it's open. Okay, so bookmark 1, I should be adding $2. That's fine. If I go to product 2 and go to bookmark 1, I don't get another $2 because I have said once per item for that particular code. That's the same code, same item. Okay, so I can reset that. So I'm going to order one sheet with that, and it's added $2. You can see the price is 20 plus 2. I go to the next sheet. If I go bookmark 2, $4. So see how it's different to the previous one. The previous one was, in the previous example, I would have only added the $2 once, but now we have said once per item for a given code. And they're two different items, so therefore it's added it twice. And I can just leave that there and maybe go to the top one, customize it. If I go bookmark 1, I haven't added it to the cart, beg your pardon. Add that to the cart, set that in stone. Okay. And you see now that one's been set in stone, that one's been ordered. Those two items have been ordered. No more fee gets added. But if she orders this one with bookmark 3, which we hadn't ordered yet, that will have the $2 charge. Because one per combination of item. So now we've got everything for the first item, first code put in. If we go to the edge effects, we haven't ordered them at all, they should now kick in as well. So again, same sort of thing. Product 1, that will be $3. The first time we've ordered this combination. Price code B2, edge effect of item number 1, so to speak. If I go to the next product and edge effect 1, it won't add another $3, notice, and it shouldn't. But if I order edge effect 2, it will, because it's the first time we're ordering that particular combination. Price code 2, item 2, and so on and so forth. We should again. Okay, so it's added $9 because I've ordered 3 different items there, even though they were the same code. That option was set for combination of code and item. And again, this is entity based. If I add this to cart, and I won't do it to save time, but if I go now and order for her brother, those rules reset. It would be like, well, he hasn't ordered any of those items yet, so those rules will reset and apply to him again. And the final one is per instance. Again, possibly the easiest one to understand, because every time you use an item that's B1, no matter how many times, it's going to add $3. Every time you use an item B2, each time per instance, it's going to be $2. I think you understand that now, so I'll do this one quickly. And then we'll move on to backgrounds, which is exactly the same thing. So we can do that one quickly too. Reset. Okay. Oh, I've been a bit quick there. Yeah, hadn't finished sending the backgrounds. Okay. Continue shopping. Okay, so now it should be per instance. We'll do it down here because we've got more to look at straight away. So every time I add a bookmark, it will be $2, even if it's the same bookmark now. So product 2, bookmark 2, it's another $2. Product 3, bookmark 3, it's another $2. I can add that to the cart. I come up here and do the same. Sorry, this one. And another $2. So this one's easy to understand. Every time I use an item of a particular code, I'm going to get $2 added to it. And likewise with the edge effect. Every time you use it, you're adding that fee, whatever fee you've set. Easy one to understand. The other extreme of the first option. Again, I don't know which one most people use. I suspect it might be this one, that every time they order a particular item, they're going to get charged for it. But again, that's up to you. The importance is you understand those three options. And I think this was, what I'm just showing you now, was the default behavior prior. The other two options that have been introduced in addition to this behavior, which is, I think, what it used to do prior to now. Okay, backgrounds. Those options are the same for backgrounds, but I do want to, so if you've understood what I've just shown you there, you'll understand it with backgrounds, but I do want to talk about how you get backgrounds chargeable to begin with as well. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, although I've reversed the order of the 1 and the 3. To me, it makes more sense to do it this way. So you add a price code and a price to TS admin, and you set a usage rule. Let's go and do that. And I might just, for simplicity, take it away from items so we don't confuse ourselves, meaning we don't confuse me. Okay, so you add in a similar way, exactly the same way, add a code. I'm going to call this code background 1. Again, it can be anything you like. I don't know what people charge for backgrounds, but I'm going to put $5. And the same, exactly the same 3 options. Okay, we'll come back to the pricing rules, but let's have a look at this code, BK1. So what do we do with it now? Submit there. I might as well refresh the job while we talk about it. Talk about the next step. Okay, so we've added a background price code of BK1. What do you do now? You get that code and you need to use it in one of 2 places. You use that code somehow in the file name of the background or backgrounds that you want to be chargeable, or in the folder, in the name of the folder that's holding your background, your JPEGs. You need to use that code either in the file name or the folder name. with items, you know, they're templates we can open and put them into properties. You can't open the background file and save it in there somewhere. So we have to come up with a different method. You're still using a code, but you incorporate it into the name or the folder name of the backgrounds in this format, including the brackets. So you grab that price code, you put a $ in front of it, you put a curly bracket, left curly bracket on one side, a right curly bracket on the other side. So in our example, we end up with a code called $ curly bracket BK1, and you use it in the backgrounds file name or folder name. Let's do that real quick. Where are my backgrounds anyway? We go to paths, the backgrounds. My backgrounds are here. Copy that path so I can show you in here. Shift F7. Okay, my backgrounds are in that path. I've got a two folders in there, basic backgrounds and premium backgrounds. Let's do example 1 where we incorporate that code into the file name. You can put it anywhere into any background. For example, let's go the gray one. Doesn't really matter. I put that code somewhere in the file name. Could be at the beginning, could be at the end. $ curly bracket. It was BK1, wasn't it? BK1. Okay, that file, that background, because I've put in my code, is now become chargeable once I refresh. Now, it should be obvious to you why we've done $ with the curly brackets and put the TS admin code, wrap it around in there, because your background may have BK1 in there somehow. We made the decision that you're unlikely to have a background named $ curly bracket text in it, closed curly bracket. We had to come up with some sequence that you're not likely to have as a background file name. So that's how we got to that logic. You don't put the $ and the curly bracket in here. In here, you just put the code, okay? But in the file name or the folder name, you have to put it with the $, the curly bracket. Let's refresh. I still haven't changed anything about the job, so I'm still just refreshing offer. Go and use it. I will refresh here. Continue shopping. We'll go to Jeanette now. Okay, look up here. See my background, my grey background now has the grey $ on it, the red $ there. It'll also be here. And what rule did we have? We used the rule once per code. But since I've only got one background, that's, well, no. See, it's added $5 there, okay? If I hit add to cart, the rule was once per code. If she orders it again, I can go off that background, back to this background, it's not gonna add the price again because the rule was once per code. And it doesn't matter if I go to a different package, it's once per code. This was, and that code's already been ordered, so she's not going to be charged for it again. If I change to her brother, yes, it will then be charged again because it's per entity. Okay, so you could, if you want to, go through and add that $ curly bracket BK1 closed curly bracket to all of your files. More commonly, people incorporate it into the folder name of the folder that they want to be chargeable. They do something like this. So I've got my premium backgrounds, which are going to be chargeable. So $, open the bracket, my code, BK1, close the curly bracket. All right. So by putting the code as part, making the folder name contain the code now, not the file name, any backgrounds in that folder will now be chargeable. I don't have to put that code in every backgrounds file's name. I will refresh. Before that, I might even just change, I might change the pricing just for something different. We'll do it per instance. I think you understand those three. They behave the same as they did for items, but just for variety, we'll change it to per instance. Refresh the offer, hit upload. Come to here, I'm going to empty my cart to keep me honest. Continue shopping. I might refresh. I don't need to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. We'll go to him. Okay. The grey file that I changed the file name to, it still is chargeable. I didn't change that. But all my premium backgrounds that were in the other folder, in the premium folder, they have now all become chargeable. Much easier to do that. I think most people, if not everybody, incorporates the price code for a background in the folder name. And our rule was per instance. So I'm going to get $5 every time they order one of those backgrounds. There's $5 there. Go to product 2. I could order the same background. What did I put in? I can't remember now. Per instance. Per instance. Yeah, that's right. Should that have been 10? Just wondering whether that should have been 10 by my logic. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's still adding the $5. I don't know whether it should have done it per product though. I'll have to check Peter with that. But certainly if I come to here and order that background again, product 1, background 1, $5. But I'm just wondering whether, you see it's added another $5, which is correct. It's per instance for that code. Oh, no, I beg your pardon. No, that is correct. I'm saying it's per instance of the code. So that should be right. Yeah, maybe that should not be adding another 5. I'll check the logic with that, whether that should have gone to 10. But certainly if I go to this product and go to a different background, oh, what's happened to the site? I lost internet. It's a blip. So the other background, another $5. So I'm saying per instance of that code, BK1, and sure, they are 2 different instances of that code. Whether it should be 3, I need to check that logic. The third option, so that's how you get to charge your backgrounds in the first place. That's what I had forgotten because we hadn't looked at this for years and I don't do it. Check the knowledge base document for a refresher on that. And then the pricing options are the same for backgrounds or items. The option in the middle is once per background. So I do feel that that one should have probably given me $5 going from product to product. I'll check that. But once per background, if I use the blue background in package 1, I'll get charged $5. If I use the blue background again in package 2, I should not get charged $5. And this will be the last one we show you, and then we're done. Now we're doing it once per background. It's a bit like before we had once per item for that price code. Now we're doing once per background of that price code. We have several backgrounds with that same price code. There's nothing to stop you having several price codes. You could have your basic, premium, and ultra premium backgrounds, and some could be $0, some could be $2, some could be $5 if you want. You can have as many codes as you like. Remove, continue, go to Jeanette. So we will customize and add the grey one, and I should get $5. But when I go to, and I'll add that to cart to write that in stone. When I go to use that background again, which was the grey one, I don't get another $5, which is correct because we've said now charge it once per background. So the first time she uses the grey background, she'll get the $5 charge. From there on, no. And same with any of those other backgrounds. Okay, so they're the rules. As you can see, very similar to the items. In fact, you can see that's a typo. Whoops. That's a typo there. Once per item on the left should be, of course, once per background. Once per code, the charge will be added once for any background using this price code. I don't know anyone would do that, but you might. Once per item, for each, once per background, the charge will be added once for each background in that with that price code, once per combination of code and background. That's going to be far more common. Possibly the most common of all will be per instance. The charge will be added each time they order a background. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. And we'll talk to you again same time next week. Bye for now.